Hey everybody, it's me. I haven't been doing videos lately, and I think I've been more in hermit mode. I've been going to a lot of meetings, and I just finished my step number 6, and I have been in self-study mode. Um, and I watched this movie last night that popped across my Instagram feed. It was one of those click here for the free ticket, and I wasn't doing anything other than trying to find movies to watch, so I thought I'd try it out. It was a documentary called Unsinkable, and the woman who wrote the book is Sonia Ricotti. And she goes through this phase in her life where she feels like she's drowning. Her mom was diagnosed with cancer. She was going through a divorce. She was in extreme financial stress. And she decided that there was something within her that said, no, pull yourself out of this funk. And in meditation, the word unsinkable came to her. And that's how she came up with the idea for the book and the movie. I didn't finish watching all of it. I'm going to watch the rest of it tomorrow because it is limited viewing. If you're interested, get on Instagram, and I'm sure there's a link that will take you to click on a free ticket. You just stream it on your laptop. But some of the notes that I took down yesterday from what I did see, I'm still thinking about today. And this idea that life is really about our mindset and how we choose to tap into the positive thoughts or the negative thoughts, and then how that affects how we show up and respond to the world. So, the first thing she said is that she had to acknowledge within herself that she was willing to shift. She was willing to shift her mindset from I'm drowning, I'm not capable, I'm not worthy, I'm not enough to I am capable, I am worthy, I I can swim. I'm not going to sink. She said that we go through approximately 60,000 thoughts a day in the mind, and that 80% of them are negative. That's a pretty big percentage. 60,000 thoughts a day, and 80% of them are in the negative spectrum. In the practice of yoga, we talk about this pendulum that swings right to left, and right in the center is this place called equanimity, and that is the place of inner peace. And so we have to the right where we're extreme joy and blissful. We have to the left where we're fearful and anxious. And even though joy and bliss are wonderful places to exist, if we hold on and grip to them, we end up swinging far left to fear and anxiety because we want every experience to be joyful and blissful, and it just can't be that way. So it's really best to be neutral, like right in the middle. Happy, not afraid, but just not gripping and holding on to this idea that everything is going to be, you know, unicorns and rainbows. Some of the other notes that I wrote down were 50% of what people talk about is the negative emotion tied to any experience. So when somebody says, how was your trip? Maybe you've just gone on vacation. People can say, oh, it was great, but XYZ. Something fell apart. The weather wasn't that great. 50% of what people talk about is the negative spectrum. And so we wonder why we are in this pandemic of cloudy thoughts and um, uncertainty and lack of trust and faith in our higher power that life is actually truly beautiful and amazing. One of the other things that was impactful that was said was to not let any thoughts slip by our awareness that we can't be present with. So if you have an experience that you've gone through that you tuck away and you say, I just can't handle it right now, that is what this is referencing. There is always the time, may not be the right place, but there is always the time to pause and breathe exactly in the moment that you're in. And if you do that and acknowledge where you are, it takes the power away from fear and anxiety gripping a hold of it and pulling it down into the darkness. Because it's in that place where we pull ourselves too frequently and then we feel like we are drowning and that we can't get up. There's so many things. The next one is the past only exists in the mind. And so we grip, right? And in the practice of yoga or Sanskrit, it's called aparigraha. We grip, we hold on to past experiences, which is where our trauma and emotional baggage sit. But it's way over here and we're moving. And this is just sitting. Okay. And so through therapy, through meditation, through journaling, all these things are vehicles to get that energy, to get those pieces of luggage picked up and moved, the trauma picked up and released out of us. It's not easy work, and it can take years for some of us to move through trauma and heartbreak and grief and find our way onto the other side of that equanimity. The last thing that I wrote down was that you are the consciousness that changes the thoughts. So we have to be aware of what we're thinking. Meditation is part of that. I don't have a regular seated meditation practice for a reason, because I don't like to sit and think about some of the things happening in my life. But the reality is that the thoughts are still going to stay there if I choose to avoid them. And so I need to be conscious of what I'm thinking. I need to be awake in my mind, but I need to be unwavered in action in the realm of letting it consume me and letting it define who I am anymore. I was at a meeting where somebody said, prayer is the conversation that you have with your higher power in asking for the things that you want healed in you, removed from you, for somebody else. It doesn't really matter where the direction is given. It's just that we're asking our higher power to deliver something to us. Meditation is where we sit and wait for the answers. And so if we are asking our higher power to heal us, when we sit in meditation, we might have memories or triggers pop up for us that our higher power is saying, here you go. Look at it, but don't be disturbed by it. Just let it be and then breathe it out. Move the energy, remove it from your soul. And for some of us, we have years of that to remove. And so it's not going to come in one or two sittings. I was really impacted by this movie last night, and I can't wait to finish watching the rest of it. Again, if you're so inclined, it's called Unsinkable. And you can get on Instagram, or I'm sure you can Google it and it'll pop up a free ticket for you. That's the rest of my little ramble here today. It's Monday, and I taught this morning, and I have 2 more classes this afternoon to get through. And I love what I do, so I am looking forward to my work. I always do. I never have a bad day teaching. Never. I hope wherever you're at, your Monday's rolling smooth. And I hope that out of those 60,000 thoughts that you have before you put your head on the pillow, that you make at least 1,000 of them good ones. Thanks for watching. Cheers.